Your Honor. All rise. Season 3, episode 16, Friday, January 16th, 2026. Yes, sir. All clear. You folks may be seated. Good afternoon, and thank you for once again joining me inside the Pennsylvania College Basketball Court, or the PCBC for short. This is Season 3, Episode 16 of this wonderful podcast/series here on YouTube. Seasons 1 and 2 can be found in my bio page on my Instagram page with the link in my bio at NWS1999 or the Honorable Judge Noah. Or if you click the title of this episode, you will find it at the bottom on the third icon. It has a little Instagram page. And that's where you can find my first 2 seasons of the PCBC. I'm your host, the Honorable Judge Noah, reporting live from the hometown and main base of the PCBC, Slippery Rock, Pennsylvania, which is fitting because just 2 days ago we had a huge rivalry game here in my hometown that I've called home for the last 18 years. In today's episode, we're going to be recapping the 12 games that occurred over the last 3 days. There were 4 games on Tuesday, the 13th, 4 games on the 14th on Wednesday, and then there were 4 games yesterday on Thursday, the 15th. Episode 17 will be releasing on Tuesday, January 20th. Wednesday's 21st. And that will be when we will be recapping the games coming up for tomorrow. There are 8 games coming up on the schedule for tomorrow. And then we'll go, of course, with the athletes of the week and recap the games from the weekend coming up from tomorrow's games. With that being said, if you've enjoyed this series so far, please hit that like button, hit the comment down below, and don't forget to subscribe. And hit the big white button that says subscribe, because I would love for y'all to enjoy this wonderful podcast that I've done so far, as we're almost near the halfway point in terms of the number of episodes for Season 3. We're already halfway into the regular season so far. With that being said, Season 3, Episode 16 is underway. Coming up from the first 4 games on Tuesday, the first one, we have Kutztown at Westchester. This game was at the Hollinger Fieldhouse. In the first half, Westchester outscored Kutztown 49-32. Second half, Westchester outscored Kutztown 44-36. Westchester winning 93-68 over the Golden Bears. Westchester improved to 11-4, and Kutztown dropped to 4-8. Now, this is the first of 2 days. So Tuesday's games were PSAC East only. Wednesday's games were PSAC West only games. And then yesterday's games were also PSAC East. So we'll be talking about the PSAC East teams yet again after we're done talking about the games from Wednesday. Anyways, back to Kutztown and Westchester. Player of the game for Kutztown is Jalen Bryant. In 27 minutes, he went 4-7 from the floor, 2 of 4 from three-point range, 10 of 11 from the free throw line, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals for 20 points. Jordan Nkoa-Abisolo was close to a double-double. 32 minutes, he had 9 rebounds, 1 block, and 2 steals for 14 points. In the first half, Kutztown shot 40% from the floor, 30% from three-point range, 62.5% from the free throw line. Second half, they shot 33.3% from the floor, 12.5% from three-point range, 71.4% from the free throw line. Overall, the Golden Bears of Kutztown shot 36.7% from the field, 22.2% from three-point range, and 69% from the free throw line. And there was 2 technical fouls. We had an ejection in this game, and that was Jalen Bryant. For Westchester, my player of the game is going to go to Anthony McCall. In 28 minutes, went 6 of 13 from the floor, 0 of 3 from three-point range, and 10 of 10 from the free throw line with 8 rebounds, 1 assist, and a block for 22 points. Jay-Sean Williams off the bench in 19 minutes had 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals for 14 points. Dylan Blair in 31 minutes had 5 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block for 13 points. Gabe Moss in 23 minutes had 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 blocks for 13 points. And Ruben Rodriguez Jr. in 32 minutes went 3 of 14 from the floor and had 9 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals for 11 points. In the first half, Westchester shot 48.5% from the field, 40% from three-point range, 86.7% from the free throw line, Second half, they shot 34.4% from the floor, 30.8% from three-point range, and 85.7% from the free throw line. Overall, the Golden Rams of Westchester shot 41.5% from the field, 34.8% from three-point range, and 86.1% from the free throw line. There were two technical fouls set to Westchester, one to Ruben Rodriguez and the other one was Anthony McCall. Pretty impressive free throw performance. They went 31 of 36 from the free throw line. Game number 2, we go to the Kohler Fieldhouse in the Battle of I-80 East. The two easternmost teams on the I-80 corridor. Bloomsburg at East Stroudsburg at the Kohler Fieldhouse. In the first half, East Stroudsburg outscored Bloomsburg 63-25. In the second half, Bloomsburg outscored East Stroudsburg 45-43. East Stroudsburg, though, had no worries because they won this game very easily, 106-70 over the Huskies. My player of the game for Bloomsburg is George Sabatini in 18 minutes, going 7 of 12 from the floor, 1 of 3 from three-point range, 0 of 1 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds and a steal for 15 points. Only player for the Huskies in double-digit points. First half, Bloomsburg shot 45.8% from the floor, 37.5% from three-point range, 0% from the free throw line, going 0 of 1. Second half, they shot 54.6% from the field, 60% from three-point range, 50% from the free throw line. Overall, the Huskies of the Commonwealth University of Bloomsburg shot 50.9% from the field, 50% from three-point range, and 42.9% from the free throw line. For East Stroudsburg, my player of the game goes to Ethan Maynard. 19 minutes, he had 7 of 10 from the floor, 4 of 6 from three-point range, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, and 5 steals for 18 points. Ethan Milirons had a very good performance, 17 minutes off the bench, going 5 of 6 from the floor and 4 of 5 at three-point range. Finally hitting his three-point stride again. He had 1 assist and 2 steals for 14 points. Nasir Griffin off the bench in 15 minutes had 2 rebounds, 3 assists for 13 points. Christian Pierre-Louis, 20 minutes, had 1 rebound, 3 assists, and 1 steal for 12 points. Jalen Pichardo, 19 minutes, had 12 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block, and 2 steals for 11 points, so a double-double. And Adrian Brito, in 18 minutes off the bench, had 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal for 11 points. In the first half, East Stroudsburg shot 66.7% from the field, 54.6% from three-point range, and 64.3% from the free throw line. Second half, they shot 45.95% from the field, 46.2% from three-point range, and 60% from the free throw line. Overall, the Warriors of East Stroudsburg shot 56.2% from the field, 50% from three-point range, and 63.2% from the free throw line. Game number 3 of 4 from Tuesday takes us to the Thomas Fieldhouse, Commonwealth University of Mansfield at the Commonwealth University of Lock Haven. In the first half, Lock Haven outscored Mansfield 42-39. Second half, Mansfield outscored Lock Haven 37-36. However, Lock Haven held on to win by 2 points over the Mountaineers, winning 78-76. For the Commonwealth University of Mansfield, my player of the game goes to Ty Barrett. 25 minutes off the bench, he went 5 of 9 from the floor, 3 of 6 from three-point range. He had 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 2 steals for 13 points. Nasir Brown in 19 minutes had 2 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal for 11 points. Dearmid Stewart off the bench, 16 minutes, 4 rebounds, 2 assists for 11 points. Sterling Scott, 35 minutes, had 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks, and 2 steals for 10 points. Former Bald Eagle, what's his name, Laquan Bird, did not play in this game in his first game back at Lock Haven. Bummer. Neither did Carson Dominic, another former Bald Eagle. In the first half, Mansfield shot 41.9% from the floor, 50% from three-point range, 71.4% from the free throw line. Second half, they shot 41.2% from the field, 27.3% from three-point range, 60% from the free throw line. Overall, the Mountaineers of the Commonwealth University of Mansfield shot 41.5% from the field, 40.7% from three-point range, and 64.7% from the free throw line. For the Bald Eagles, my player of the game goes to Dylan Scott. 35 minutes off the bench. He was 6 of 18 from the floor, 1 of 2 from three-point range, 5 of 5 from the free throw line, 9 rebounds, 4 assists, and a block for 18 points. Keith Warren in 22 minutes starting had 1 rebound, 1 assist, and 2 steals for 15 points. Mike Green off the bench in 19 minutes had 15 points with 1 assist. Luke Kenneman in 25 minutes had 6 rebounds, 3 assists for 12 points. Blake Deegan in 23 minutes had 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal for 10 points. In the first half, Lock Haven shot 53.3% from the field, 60% from three-point range, and 80% from the free throw line. Second half, they shot 41.9% from the floor, 54.6% from three-point range, and 80% from the free throw line. Overall, the Bald Eagles of the Commonwealth University of Lock Haven shot 47.5% from the field, 57.1% from three-point range, and 80% from the free throw line. And the last game from Tuesday, we traveled to I can't remember the name of their arena now. I think it's the Hodges Fieldhouse. Shippensburg, we know that. It's at Millersville and Shippensburg. Last game from Tuesday. Checking to make sure. Yep, Hodges Fieldhouse. Anyways, in the first half, Millersville outscored Shippensburg 38-33. Second half, Shippensburg outscored Millersville 37-34. Another 2-point game that came down to a 2-point decision. Millersville held on to win 72-70. For my player of the game for Millersville is Dave Waters, 31 minutes, going 8 of 17 from the floor and 2 of 5 from three-point range. He had 5 rebounds, 2 assists, a block, and 2 steals for 18 points. Carnell Henderson off the bench had 26 minutes, had 4 rebounds, 1 assist for 14 points. Elazar Matthew Spratley in 25 minutes had 1 rebound for 12 points off the bench. And then Siraj Ali in 35 minutes going 4 of 8 from the field, 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal for 10 points. In the first half, Millersville shot 50% from the field, 36.4% from three-point range, and 100% from the free throw line. Second half, they shot 44.8% from the floor, 50% from three-point range, and 75% from the free throw line. Overall, the Marauders of Millersville shot 47.5% from the field, 42.9% from three-point range, and 87.5% from the free throw line. For Shippensburg, my player of the game goes to Michael Dixon. In 33 minutes, he went 7 of 14 from the floor, 2 of 6 from three-point range, 2 of 2 from the free throw line. He had 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal for 18 points. Marcus Frank in 29 minutes went 6 of 13 from the floor, 2 of 4 from three-point range, 1 of 3 from the free throw line, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, and a steal for 15 points. And Denzel Figueroa in 29 minutes had 9 rebounds, 3 assists, and 3 blocks for 12 points. In the first half, Shippensburg shot 51.85% from the field, 36.4% from three-point range, and 100% from the free throw line, going 1 out of 1. Second half, we shot 42.9% from the floor, 33.3% from three-point range, and 60% from the free throw line. Overall, the Raiders of Shippensburg shot 46.8% from the field, 34.8% from three-point range, and 66.7% from the free throw line. For Tuesday's games, I got all 4 games correct. Moving on to the Wednesday games, which were PSAC West only games. We go with the only game from the West I did not get correct out of the 4, and that was Penn West California and Penn West Clarion at the Tippett Gymnasium. Kind of a surprising pick. So Clarion has 2 big upsets in their last 2 games. First being Seton Hill at the McKenna Center last Saturday, and then this game from Wednesday against California. In the first half, Clarion outscored California, Pennsylvania 40-36. In the second half, Clarion outscored California, Pennsylvania 41-39. The Golden Eagles beat the Vulcans 81-75. With that, the Vulcans were the last team to remain to be unbeaten in the PSAC West. That is no more. So there are no more teams in the PSAC that are undefeated thanks to this game against Clarion. For my player of the game for California, it's going to be Antoine Arnett. 36 minutes, went 9 of 15 from the floor, 0 of 1 from three-point range, 7 of 10 from the free throw line, 5 rebounds, 2 assists for 25 points. Jordan Buchanan played all 40 minutes, had 8 rebounds, 1 assist for 21 points. Dalman Alexander in 26 minutes had 6 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 blocks for 15 points. Bryson Lucas only had 4 points in this game in 38 minutes, so very surprising to say the least. They only used 6 players in this game. Wow, I'm surprised. So they only had 1 guy coming off the bench for for the Vulcans. First half, California shot 51.85% from the field, 50% from three-point range, 71.4% from the free throw line. Second half, they shot 46.7% from the floor, 8.3% from three-point range, going 1 out of 12, and then 71.4% from the free throw line. Overall, the Vulcans of Penn West California shot 49.1% from the floor, 22.2% three-point range, and 71.4% from the free throw line. For Clarion, my player of the game goes to Justice Easter. In 33 minutes, he went 9 of 17 from the floor, 1 of 4 from three-point range, 2 of 3 from the free throw line, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 blocks for 21 points. Trey Nelson played all 40 minutes with 4 rebounds, 8 assists, and 2 steals for 18 points. Gavin Cote in 30 minutes had 2 rebounds and a steal for 13 points. Cam Crockett in 31 minutes had 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 block, and 5 steals for 10 points. In the first half, Clarion shot 45.5% from the field, 37.5% from three-point range, and 100% from the free throw line, going 4 out of 4. Second half, shot 40% from the floor, 50% from three-point range, and 84.6% from the free throw line. Overall, the Golden Eagles of Penn West Clarion shot 42.9% from the floor, 42.9% from three-point range, and 88.2% from the free throw line. The next game was the game that is the title, a huge rivalry win in my hometown. You wonder why I'm wearing the IUP hoodie. Because I said if SRU was going to win, I would wear my SRU alumni hoodie. That is not the case, because the team in red and crimson and white got the huge win in my hometown, which I was hoping that'd be the case. Anyways, we're talking about IUP versus Slippery Rock. This game was played, of course, in my hometown at the Morrow Fieldhouse, just about 5 minutes from the PCBC's filming location. In the first half, IUP outscored SRU 43-36. Second half, IUP outscored Slippery Rock 46-37. The Crimson Hawks got in a very impressive 16-point win over the Rock, their arch rivals, in the 201st all-time meeting of the Battle of US 422, 89-73. IUP improves to 11-2 with a 7-1 record in conference play. Slippery Rock drops to 13-4 with a 6-3 record in conference play. For IUP, my player of the game goes to Dallas Dillard. In 34 minutes, went 9 of 16 from the floor, 1 of 5 from three-point range, 6 of 9 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, and 4 steals for 25 points. His teammate and part of a dynamic duo the Crimson Hawks have, Christian Moore, had a very good performance as well. In 35 minutes, going 9 of 17 from the floor, 5 of 10 from three-point range, 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, and 3 steals for 24 points. Kamani Marrero in 28 minutes went 5 of 10 from the floor and 4 of 4 from the free throw line, 1 rebound for a total of 14 points. Demir Brooks in 26 minutes went 3 of 5 from the floor and 3 of 3 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds and a steal for 9 points. Bautista Rodriguez in 25 minutes went 1 of 5 from the floor, 0 of 1 from three-point range, 5 of 5 from the free throw line. Very close to a double-double. He had 8 rebounds, 3 assists for 7 points. On the bench, Ian Herring in 15 minutes went 1 of 3 from the floor, 0 of 2 from three-point range, 3 of 3 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds for 5 points. Tyler Grove in 15 minutes went 1 of 6 from the floor, 1 of 5 from three-point range, 1 assist for 3 points. Luke Triggs in 14 minutes off the bench had 1 of 2 from the floor, 0 of 1 from three-point range, and 0 of 1 from the free throw line. 3 rebounds, 1 assist for 2 points. And Sarford Toon had recorded 4 rebounds and 1 block, but had 0 points because he didn't take any field goal attempts in this game. Which is crazy because he was the reason why IUP won their playoff game last year at Morrow. In the first half, IUP shot 42.9% from the floor, 33.3% three-point range, 80% from the free throw line. Second half, they shot 51.7% from the floor, 22.2% from three-point range, 82.4% from the free throw line. Overall, the Crimson Hawks of IUP shot 46.9% from the field, 29.2% from three-point range, and 81.5% from the free throw line. And there was a technical foul for the Crimson Hawks. That was Bautista Rodriguez. I believe that's his first technical foul of his career. For the Rock, my player of the game goes to Isaac James. In 31 minutes, he was 8 of 10 from the floor, 1 of 2 from three-point range, 1 of 1 from the free throw line, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1 block for 18 points. Freshman I would have to say right now he's slightly favored to win this award now over Rowan Carmichael. Dane Givner in 33 minutes had 4 rebounds, 8 assists, and 1 steal for 15 points. Ike Herster in 23 minutes had 1 rebound, 1 assist for 13 points. In the first half, Slippery Rock shot 50% from the floor, 38.9% from three-point range, and 75% from the free throw line. Second half, they shot 44% from the field, 37.5% from three-point range, and 66.7% from the free throw line. Overall, the Rock of Slippery Rock University shot 47.1% from the field, 38.5% from three-point range, and 68.2% from the free throw line. On to our third game from Wednesday, taking us to the Highmark Event Center in Erie. That was between Seton Hill and Gannon. Going way too far. Somehow put me at Pitt, Johnstown, and Shepherd. We already talked about that game a long time ago. Here we go. Seton Hill and Gannon in Erie. In the first half, Gannon outscored Seton Hill 40-27. In the second half, Gannon outscored Seton Hill 48-32. Gannon winning 88-59 over a very good Seton Hill team. As Gannon improves to 14-2 and 8-1 in conference play, Seton Hill is starting to decline. They are now 12-5 and 6-4 in conference play. So they are starting to fade very fast. Not good. For Seton Hill, my player of the game is Adair Ortiz. Recorded a double-double, 31 minutes of going 5 of 12 from the floor, 1 of 5 from three-point range, 4 of 4 from the free throw line, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 4 blocks, and a steal for 15 points. Gabe Gillespie in 31 minutes had 9 rebounds for 12 points. Rashad Williams in 34 minutes had 4 rebounds and 1 steal for 11 points. Camden Brewer in 33 minutes had 2 rebounds, 1 assist, and a steal for 11 points. Kendrick Curtis had only 4 points in 25 minutes, going 2 of 7 from the floor. In the first half, Seton Hill shot 28.6% from the field, 30% from three-point range, and 61.5% from the free throw line. Second half, they shot 50% from the floor, 0% from three-point range, going 0 of 6, and 0% from the free throw line, going 0 of 4. Overall, the Griffins of Seton Hill shot 40% from the floor, 18.8% from three-point range, and 47.1% from the free throw line. There was a technical foul, and that was assessed to Kendrick Curtis. For Gannon, my player of the game is going to go to Lane Sarver. I'm pretty sure that's the first time I've mentioned his name this year. 23 minutes off the bench. He was 7 of 15 from the floor, 5 of 10 from three-point range, 0 of 1 from the free throw line, 5 rebounds, 1 block for 19 points. Precious Idiaru had 18 minutes, had 3 rebounds, 3 assists, a block, and 2 steals for 12 points. Pace Prosser continues to have his terrible shooting season. In 26 minutes, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals for 11 points. Lucas Morgan, in 24 minutes, had 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and 3 steals for 10 points. In the first half, Gannon shot 41.7% from the field, 25% from three-point range, 70% from the free throw line. Second half, 47.5% from the floor, 40% from three-point range, 100% from the free throw line, going 4-4. Overall, the Golden Knights of Gannon shot 44.7% from the field, 33.3% from three-point range, and 78.6% from the free throw line. And the last game from Wednesday, we go to the Macomb Fieldhouse. Pitt Johnstown against Penn West Edinburgh. In the first half, Pitt Johnstown outscored Edinburgh 41-33. Second half, Pitt Johnstown outscored Edinburgh 41-35. The Mountain Cats winning 82-68 over the Fighting Scots. Pitt Johnstown improves to 10-7 with a 4-5 record in conference play. Edinburgh drops to 8-7 with a 4-4 record in conference play. For Pitt Johnstown, my player of the game is my dime boy, Vinny Cugini. 38 minutes, going 8 of 12 from the floor, 3 of 3 from three-point range, 4 of 4 from the free throw line, 7 rebounds and 1 assist for 23 points. Another double-double for Baden Forup, who saw that coming. 34 minutes, had 11 rebounds, 2 assists, 1 block for 20 points. Ryan Kalo, who's been making a big impression in terms of the freshman as a freshman. 37 minutes, had 10 rebounds, 6 assists for 15 points. Adam Belinsky in 30 minutes went one rebound, 4 assists, and a block for 14 points. In the first half, Pitt Johnstown shot 65.4% from the field, 60% from three-point range, and 100% from the free throw line, going 4 out of 4. Second half, they shot 56.3% from the floor, 40% from three-point range, and 75% from the free throw line. Overall, the Mountain Cats of Pitt Johnstown shot 60.3% from the floor, 50% from three-point range, and 87.5% from the free throw line. For Penn West Edinburgh, my player of the game, I'm going to go with Bryce Baez. Not their leading scorer, but very impressive double-double. In 35 minutes, he went 9 of 13 from the floor, 1 of 2 from three-point range, 5 of 6 from the free throw line, 14 rebounds, 3 steals for 24 points. Evan Berger was their leading scorer with 39 minutes, had 2 rebounds, 3 assists, a block, and a steal for 26 points. In the first half, Penn West Edinburgh shot 35.9% from the field, 14.3% from three-point range, and 100% from the free throw line. Second half, they shot 31.4% from the floor, 21.4% from three-point range, 83.3% from the free throw line. Overall, the Fighting Scots of Penn West Edinburgh shot 33.8% from the field, 17.9% from three-point range, and 86.7% from the free throw line. So the first game, Penn West Clarion and Penn West California did not get correct, but the other 3 games I did get correct. So 3 out of 4, not too bad. 7 out of 8 in the first from the Tuesday and Wednesday games. Can I finish on a 4-0 note? 4-0 record for the games that occurred last night? Well, to put it bluntly, the answer was yes. Got all 4 games correct for yesterday. We go to the Nelson Fieldhouse, which was Westchester at Bloomsburg. In the first half, Westchester outscored Bloomsburg 43-22. Second half, Westchester outscored Bloomsburg 45-33. The Golden Rams winning by 33 points, 88-55. Westchester improves to 12-4 with a 6-3 record in conference play. Bloomsburg drops to 4-11 with a 1-8 record in conference play. Ouch. For Westchester, my player of the game goes to Gabe Moss. In 18 minutes, he went 4-4 from the floor and 12-17 from the free throw line. 3 rebounds, 1 assist, a block, and a steal for 20 points. Dylan Blair, in 29 minutes, had 7 rebounds, 6 assists for 16 points. Ruben Rodriguez had a double-double with 10 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals for 13 points. In the first half, Westchester shot 37.1% from the field, 27.3% from three-point range, and 82.4% from the free throw line. Second half, they shot 46.7% from the floor, 42.9% from three-point range, and 63.6% from the free throw line. Overall, the Golden Rams of Westchester shot 41.5% from the field, 33.3% from three-point range, and 71.8% from the free throw line. For Bloomsburg, my player of the game goes to Chase Smucker. In 28 minutes off the bench, he was 5 of 12 from the floor, 3 of 9 from three-point range, 3 of 3 from the free throw line, 3 rebounds for 16 points. Gabe Springer, in 14 minutes off the bench, had 2 rebounds and 1 block for 11 points. The highest scoring player for Bloomsburg starters was George Sabatini with 7 points. Their other 4 remaining players had a combined total of 5 points. And one of them had 0 points. The other one had 1, and the other 2 had 2 points. Yeah, not a good game for Bloomsburg. In the first half, Bloomsburg shot 22.2% from the field, 6.7% from three-point range, ouch, 75% from the free throw line. Second half, it was a little bit better. They shot 35.7% from the floor, 22.2% from three-point range, and 78.6% from the free throw line. Overall, the Huskies of the Commonwealth University of Bloomsburg shot 29.1% from the field, 12.5% from three-point range. They went 3 of 24 from three-point range, and 76.9% from the free throw line. Game number 2 from yesterday takes us to the Pasilla Gymnasium, in which we had Shepherd taking on Millersville. In the first half, Millersville outscored Shepherd 37-30. In the second half, Millersville outscored Shepherd 32-30. Millersville winning 69-60. The Marauders improved to 11-5 with a 6-3 record in conference play. The Rams dropped to 8-7 with a 5-4 record in conference play. For the Rams of Shepherd, my player of the game goes to Elaine Wardlaw. In 31 minutes off the bench, went 9 of 15 from the floor, 3 of 9 from three-point range, and 2 of 2 from the free throw line. 2 rebounds, 2 assists for 23 points. Favoro Kigwe, in 33 minutes, had 8 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, and a steal for 12 points. And Marcus Banks had a double-double. He had 38 minutes, had 13 rebounds, 2 assists, a block, and 2 steals for 11 points. In the first half, Shepherd shot 38.7% from the field, 33.3% from three-point range, and 100% from the free throw line, going 3 out of 3. Second half, shot 33.3% from the floor, 10% three-point range, and 63.6% from the free throw line. Overall, the Rams of Shepherd shot 35.9% from the floor, 21.1% three-point range, and 71.4% from the free throw line. For Millersville, my player of the game goes to Dave Waters again. 36 minutes, going 7 of 20 from the floor, 0 of 4 from three-point range, 7 of 8 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds and 3 blocks with a steal for 21 points. Siraj Ali in 38 minutes had 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block for 16 points. And Amir Hurst in 26 minutes had 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal for 11 points. In the first half, Millersville shot 41.2% from the field, 42.9% from three-point range, and 54.6% from the free throw line. Second half, he shot 36.4% from the floor, 12.5% from three-point range, and 63.6% from the free throw line. Overall, the Marauders of Millersville shot 38.8% from the field, 26.7% from three-point range, and 59.1% from the free throw line. Game number 3 of 4 from yesterday takes us to the Decker Gymnasium between East Stroudsburg and Mansfield. In the first half, East Stroudsburg outscored Mansfield 53-25. In the second half, Mansfield outscored East Stroudsburg 51-49. But yet again, East Stroudsburg got a very easy win, 102-76 over the Mountaineers. The Warriors improved to 12-4 with a 6-4 record in conference play. The Mountaineers dropped to 1-14 with an 0-9 record in conference play. For East Stroudsburg, my player of the game is going to go to Adrian Brito. 19 minutes off the bench. He was 6 of 10 from the floor, 5 of 7 from the free throw line, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 blocks, and 3 steals for 17 points. Ethan Maynard in 23 minutes had 1 rebound, 2 assists, and 6 steals for 16 points. Nasir Griffin in 23 minutes had 6 rebounds, 2 assists for 13 points. Jalen Pichardo, 22 minutes, had 11 rebounds for 12 points. Carson Howard off the bench in 16 minutes had 6 rebounds, 1 assist for 12 points. And Kenny Williams in 20 minutes off the bench had 1 rebound and 2 steals for 10 points. In the first half, East Stroudsburg shot 51.2% from the field, 36.4% from three-point range, 62.5% from the free throw line. Second half, they shot 50% from the floor, 33.3% from three-point range, and 63.6% from the free throw line. Overall, the Warriors of East Stroudsburg shot 50.6% from the field, 34.5% from three-point range, 63.2% from the free throw line, with a technical foul that was assessed to Salim Payne. For Mansfield, my player of the game is Sterling Scott, 31 minutes, going 10 of 15 from the floor, 2 of 4 from three-point range, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and a steal for 22 points. Dearmid Stewart returns into the starting lineup. In 27 minutes, had 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 block, and 2 steals for 19 points. And Nasir Brown in 23 minutes had 11 points, 0 rebounds, 0 assists, 0 blocks, 0 steals, but he did have 2 personal fouls. And then Ty Barrett in 24 minutes off the bench had 1 rebound, 2 assists, and a steal for 10 points. In the first half, Mansfield shot 33.3% from the field, 14.3% from three-point range, and 60% from the free throw line. Second half, they shot 60% from the floor, 36.4% from three-point range, and 73.3% from the free throw line. Overall, the Mountaineers of the Commonwealth University of Mansfield shot 46.7% from the field, 24% from three-point range, and 70% from the free throw line, with a technical foul assessed to Sterling Scott. And the final game from yesterday, Shippensburg hosting Kutztown at the Hodges Fieldhouse again. In the first half, Kutztown outscored Shippensburg 27-26. Second half, Shippensburg outscored Kutztown 39-33. Shippensburg winning 65-60. The Raiders improved to 7-9 with a 2-7 record in conference play. Golden Bears dropped to 4-9 with a 1-7 record in conference play. For Kutztown, my player of the game, yet again, Jalen Bryant. Actually, no, change of plans. We're going to go Jordan Nicole Abisolo because he had a very impressive double-double, I will say, despite not being the top scorer. Nicole Abisolo in 34 minutes went 7 of 12 from the floor, 0 of 2 from three-point range, 1 of 4 from the free throw line, 16 rebounds, 2 blocks, and 2 steals for 15 points. Jalen Bryant led the Bears in scoring and played all 40 minutes. He had 0 rebounds, 3 assists, 0 blocks, and 1 steal for 16 points. In the first half, Kutztown shot 45.8% from the field, 16.7% from three-point range, and 66.7% from the free throw line. Second half, they shot 34.4% from the floor, 23.1% from three-point range, and 50% from the free throw line. Overall, the Golden Bears of Kutztown shot 39.3% from the field, 21.1% from three-point range, and 54.5% from the free throw line, with a technical foul assessed to Kutztown's Kid Breezick. For Shippensburg, my player of the game, finally get to mention him. It's been a hot minute since I talked about him. Marcus Frank, 31 minutes, went 8 of 15 from the floor, 1 of 5 from three-point range, 6 of 8 from the free throw line, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, and a steal for 23 points. Jaden Smith in 34 minutes had 4 rebounds and a steal for 11 points. And Michael Dixon in 25 minutes had 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and a block for 10 points. Hey, look at that. Gabriel Romero-Sands even got in the lineup for Shippensburg. Former IUP Crimson Hawk. He had 5 minutes. He had 1 rebound for 0 points. At least he had a rebound. In the first half, Shippensburg shot 30.3% from the field, 25% from three-point range, and 42.9% from the free throw line. Second half, they shot 48.2% from the floor, 12.5% from three-point range, 66.7% from the free throw line. Overall, the Raiders of Shippensburg shot 38.3% from the field, 20% from three-point range, and 60% from the free throw line. So overall, went 11 out of 12 games in this episode. Awesome. That improves my record to 141 out of 188 games I've gotten correct, or about 75% of the games I've gotten correct. We are on a roll right now, hoping to keep that up heading into this weekend. Looking at the standings, and honestly, we're just going to do, if the season ended today, these would be the top teams that would get first-round buys, and then who would be facing each other in the first round of the playoffs. Going to the East, in first place, we have East Stroudsburg. They are 6-3 in conference play with a 12-4 record overall. 5-game winning streak would have the number 1 seed. Westchester, number 2, 6-3 record in conference play, 12-4 overall, 4-game winning streak. Those would be your the top 2 teams that would get first-round bye into the quarterfinals. The 3 seed, Millersville, 6-3 in conference play, 11-5 overall, and a 3-game winning streak. 4th is Shepherd. They're 4-4 in conference play, 8-7 overall, and 2-game losing streak. They would host Lock Haven in the first round if the playoffs were today. They are 2-6 in conference play, 6-9 overall, and a 1-game winning streak. And then Shippensburg in 6th place would travel to Millersville with a 2-7 record in conference play, 7-9 overall, and a 1-game winning streak. Just outside the playoffs is Kutztown. They're 1-7 in conference play, 4-9 overall, and a 2-game losing streak. 8th place, Bloomsburg, 1-7 in conference play, 4-11 overall, and a 2-game losing streak. And no surprise, Mansfield still the only team in the conference without a win, 0-9 in conference play, 1-14 overall, and a 9-game losing streak. Going to the West, in first place is Gannon. Although I think California would technically have the tiebreaker between the two because they won the overall matchup. But according to what PSEC has them, they're ranked number 1, 14-2 in overall, and 8-1 record in conference play on a 1-game winning streak. Number 2 is California. They're 8-1 in conference play, 11-5 overall, and a 1-game losing streak. 3rd is IUP. They're 7-1 in conference play and 11-2 overall, and a 3-game winning streak. Number 4 is Slippery Rock. 6-3 in conference play, 13-4 overall, and a 1-game losing streak. Seton Hill in 5th place. They're 6-3 in conference play, 12-5 overall, and a 3-game losing streak. Penn West Embro holds the last playoff spot in the West at 4-4 in conference play, 8-7 overall, and a 1-game losing streak. Outside the playoff picture are the 2 teams that have missed the playoffs the last 2 years. Pitt Johnstown in 7th. They're 4-5 in conference play, 10-7 overall, and a 1-game winning streak. In last place is Penn West Clarion, 4-5 in conference play, 9-8 overall on a 2-game winning streak. If the playoffs ended today, Gannon and California would get the top 2 spots for the 3rd year in a row. IUP would be the 3 seed hosting Penn West Edinboro, the 6 seed. And then Slippery Rock would host Seton Hill. Slippery Rock being the 4 seed, Seton Hill being the 5 seed. So that's where we stand right now in terms of the records. Now, on to the scouting report for this huge matchup. You thought the first matchup this week was going to be intense. Like I said, Ultimate Challenge is coming up this week. They beat SRU. Now we get another team matchup that can make a huge statement for the Crimson Hawks. And that is IUP at number 13 ranked Gannon. All-time record, the Crimson Hawks, as of today, have 1,525 wins, 797 losses, 656 all-time winning percentage. The Crimson Hawks go into this matchup up north in Erie, Pennsylvania, with an 11-2 record overall, 7-1 in conference play. They are 3rd in the West, facing 13th ranked Gannon, who is 14-2 overall with an 8-1 record in conference play, 1st in the PSAC West. This is the 57th all-time meeting between these two programs. IUP still holds the lead, although very closely, with a 30-26 record against the Golden Knights. But Gannon has won the last 6 overall matchups, including eliminating the Crimson Hawks in the quarterfinals in each of the last 2 seasons. Last time these 2 teams met was in the PSAC quarterfinals last year on March 5th, 2025 at the Highmark Event Center. Gannon won that game 88-58 over the Crimson Hawks. At the time of the game coming up tomorrow, in the game time the last team these 2 teams played, that would have been 318 days ago. The date for this game is tomorrow, Saturday, January 17th, 2026, 3 p.m.'s time. The home arena is the Highmark Event Center in Erie, Pennsylvania. The travel time from the KCAC, home of the Crimson Hawks, to the Highmark Event Center, the home of the Gannon Golden Knights, is about 150 miles or 241.4 kilometers, or about a 2.5-hour drive from Indiana to Erie. This is the Crimson Hawks' longest travel distance for any of the teams in the PSAC West. On to the 7 key elements that the Honorable Judge Noah's fundamentals of basketball. This was a very close one, and I was not surprised it was going to be close. We go to points per game. Gannon, of course, no surprise, wins this category. For the 3rd year in a row, they are number 1 in the conference. However, they are at their lowest point in the last 3 years of leading the top of the PSAC, just under 94 points per game and 93.9. IUP, there was no slouch in their matter. The last time these 2 teams met, IUP, of course, was facing the number 1 scoring team in the conference. But the Crimson Hawks, I believe, were ranked number 12 in the conference, so they were a lot worse of a scoring team compared to where they are now. They are number 4 in the conference at 87 points per game. Unfortunately, though, the category is going to go to Gannon because they're an automatic winner, because they're number 1 in the conference. But IUP is going to win the next category because they are the number 1 defensive team in points per games allowed at 71.5 points. Though Gannon is no slouch in their matter, their defense has actually been outstanding compared to the last 2 years where they were number 1 in the conference in scoring. Their defense is tied for 5th with Edinboro at 74.3 points per game allowed. Field goal percentage, IUP is going to win this category. They're 5th in the conference at 48.4% from the field. Gannon is 13th in the conference at 44%. 3-point field goal percentage was a very easy win for IUP in this category. Only Seton Hill is shooting better than IUP in 3-point field goal percentage, and that's only by a 0.2% difference. Seton Hill's first at 37.8% from 3-point range. The Crimson Hawks are right behind them at 37.6%. On the flip side, Gannon is 2nd to last in 3-point field goal percentage, of course led by the ever-so-reliable Pace Prossers, 22% from 3-point range, which we'll talk about here momentarily. This will be the last time you'll hear me talk about how bad he's been shooting this year. Only Mansfield is worse in 3-point field goal percentage than Gannon. And Mansfield's 1-14. Gannon is 14-2. There's zero excuses why Gannon is this bad from 3-point range, but can't complain. Gannon's 16th, of course, in the PSAC. They are 29.2% from 3-point range. Free throw percentage, these are two very good free throw shooting teams. The category, however, is going to go to Gannon because they're number 2 in the conference, I believe only by Millersville. Gannon is 73.8% from the free throw line this year, led by, of course, Pace Processors. Very impressive, under 89% from the charity stripe. IUP is no slouch, though. They've been getting red hot from the free throw line. They're tied for 3rd in the conference with Lock Haven at 72.2%. Rebounding, I unfortunately have to say this, Gannon is going to win this category again because it's an automatic winner. Gannon is the number 1 rebounding team in the conference at 43.9 rebounds per game. IUP is 12th at 36.5. So the category is easily going to go to Gannon, which leads us to a tiebreaker, the assist-to-turnover ratio. And the winner of that category is IUP, because IUP is 2nd in the conference, only behind Edinburgh in assist-to-turnover ratio. We'll have to see if that number is going to stay this right near at. We'll see. IUP is at 2nd in the conference at 1.43 assists per turnover. Gannon is 7th in the conference at 1.14 assists per turnover. So the IUP Crimson Hawks have won 4 out of the 7 categories, which is no surprise because I thought this one would be very close. It would be a 4-3 matchup. And IUP wins the category, wins the overall statistics of the 7 key elements. Now let's talk about the top 3 scores for each of the 2 programs. Well, no surprise with the Crimson Hawks, no changes are needed for the top 3 scores because they're still the top, because they're top 3 scores, of course, for no apparent reason other than, why not? The number 1 scorer for the Crimson Hawks is the guy who I have right now as the PSAC West Athlete of the Year favorite, Dallas Dillard. And if I'm not mistaken, he just took over the lead as the number 1 scorer in the conference. He has now surpassed Marcus Frank. Actually, they're tied for 1st, but if you go by games played, Dallas Dillard's played 3 less games compared to Marcus Frank. So Dillard is tied for the number 1 lead, tied for 1st in points per game at 20.4 in the conference. 5.6 rebounds per game as well. He's shooting 48.2% from the field and 40% from three-point range. Number 11, the 2nd highest scoring player, is Christian Moore. He's averaging 15.7 points, 2.6 rebounds per game, shooting 47% from the field and a very impressive 40.4% from three-point range. 30 highest scorers, number 1, Kamani Marrero, averaging 13.9 points, 2.2 rebounds per game, shooting 44.1% from the field and 37.5% from three-point range. For the Golden Knights of Gannon, their number 1 scorer is their best player, which is no surprise. But the reason why I'm going to be saying I'm going to complain about this is, along with Dallas Dillard, this guy got nominated somehow for the Bevo Francis Award as one of the top 100 players in all of small college basketball. This award is given every year to players that play in small college basketball. So that's D2, D3, and I'm pretty sure JUCO college as well. Dallas Dillard rightfully deserves to be nominated for this award. This guy, however, does not deserve to be nominated for this award. And that is a guy who I do not like. He's probably my least favorite player in the entire PSAC, and I do not like talking about him because the more I talk about him, the more I have to complain about him. And that is, of course, number 22. He's a 6'2" guard and sophomore from Berlin, Pennsylvania. That is Pace Prosser. If you remember earlier this season, he was ranked as one of the top 10 returning point guards in Division II. Well, I'll tell you this, by his statistics, he should not have been picked for that award, for that nomination. And sure as heck did not deserve to get picked for the Bevo Francis Award, because his numbers, if you look at his statistical numbers, they are terrible compared to his freshman year. If you would have talked to me about this last year and he had the numbers that he had from last year to this year, yeah, absolutely, he deserves to be in the nomination. This year, though, absolutely not. Anyways, Pace Prosser's numbers. So he's averaging 15.6 points, not terrible. 5.1 rebounds per game. This is why I'm complaining. He's shooting 36.9% from the field and an abysmal 22.4% from three-point range. His numbers last year, he was shooting 47% from the field and 42% from three-point range. And he wasn't even the number one player on their team last year. That would have been Ernest Shelton and Tasman Goodrick were their top two players. So Pace Prosser was a number 3 option. This year, as he's supposed to be their number 1 play option, is shooting just under 11% worse from the field and is nearly 50% worse from three-point range this season. And you're telling me this guy is one of the top 100 players in the entire country for small basketball. You might want to reconsider that, guys. The only reason why he's even nominated for this award is because the team around him is very good, and they have a 14-2 record in the overall this year. If they were a below 500 team, this guy is not even close to being nominated for this award, for the BBF Francis Award. Not that he's going to win it, because I think Dallas Dillard deserves to win it if we had to pick the two. And not only that, you look at their numbers between Dallas Dillard and Pace Prosser. Let's say they got, for some reason, were the top 2 nominees for the PSAC West Athlete of the Year. Points per game, Dillard wins that category by a landslide. He has almost 5 more points per game than him. Rebounding, Dillard does half a rebound better. Field goal percentage, Dillard is nearly 12% better from the field than Prosser. And three-point field goal percentage, he's 18%, almost 18% better from three-point range than Prosser. So if you had to pick between the two, I would pretty much say you would probably pick Dallas Dillard 100 times out of 100. If you are a guy who's going to you're nominating for PSAC West Athlete of the Year. Honestly, I don't think Pace Prosser is in the top. He might be top 5, depending on who the voters are. I don't think he should be. I can name you 5 guys right now that are better than Pace Prosser this season. Dallas Dillard's one of them. He's pretty much a guaranteed lock. He is significantly better than him this year. I'm going to go with, why not, Bryson Lucas. Antoine Arnett has a higher points per game average than Pace Prosser. Baden Forup, definitely Baden Forup. Dame Givner, yeah, I could say Dame Givner. Rowan Carmichael. I mean, if you look at this, Prosser is 19th in the conference in points per game. And he is behind Christian Moore, who's the number 2 scorer on the team for the Crimson Hawks. Evan Berger. Okay, so Christian Moore, Evan Berger, Ed Ortiz, Jay Rose, Kendrick Curtis, Jordan Buchanan, Rowan Carmichael, Dane Givner, Baden Forup, Antoine Arnett, and then there's Dallas Dillard. So he's 12th in the PSAC West in scoring. 12th. That's not good. Anyways, that's all I got to say. Pace Prosser, I'm sorry. I know you're a good basketball player, but I don't think you deserve to be nominated for PSAC West Athlete of the Year. Definitely not the BBF Francis Award. I'm sorry. Moving on. Number 34 is the second highest scoring player for the Golden Knights. A 6'4" guard/forward and junior from Sydney, Australia. Played his high school ball at Maurice Catholic College, North Shore. Lucas Morgan. He's the brother of Mackenzie Morgan. Oh, man, that's okay. Lucas Morgan's averaging 13.4 points, 5.6 rebounds per game, shooting 53% from the field, and kind of like his teammate Pace Prosser, also is terrible from three-point range at 22.5% from three-point range. And then the last player, the third highest scoring player for the Golden Knights, is number 0. Trying to get his stats up. Here we go. Number 0, he's a 6'6" guard and sophomore from Washington, D.C. We talked about him last year. Lucas Sakasi. He is averaging 11.9 points, 5.9 rebounds per game, shooting 49.7% from the field and 37.1% from three-point range. 3 keys of the game, GAN. Starting off with the letter G. Got to stop Prosser and company. Yeah, I know Pace Prosser has the potential to go off against the Crimson Hawks, but the Crimson Hawks' number 1 defense has a very big challenge against the number 1 scoring offense in the PSAC. So it's going to be a good matchup. in terms of how can IUP's defense be ready for this challenge against a very, very skilled and very deep, talented roster that is Gannon. This is a huge chance to make a statement, not only in the PSAC West, but also in the PSAC as a whole. If you look at IUP's matchups this year, okay, they lost to Westchester by 5 points. That was a good Westchester team. But if you look at the other matchups they played, East Stroudsburg, they beat them at the Kohler Fieldhouse. Millersville beat them at home. Slippery Rock beat them by 16 points at Morrow. Not an easy thing to do. And now this game. This is the final game of the 5-game gauntlet I was talking about in the last couple episodes when we had East Stroudsburg, Westchester, Millersville, and Slippery Rock, and now this game. So if they can win this game, they have a very good chance to win the PSAC this year. Not that they already do right now, but if they can win this game could completely change the momentum of IUP's trajectory in terms of being favorites to win the PSAC this year. I mean, they got a lot of good competition this year in the PSAC. You got, of course, East Stroudsburg, Millersville, Westchester, Gannon, California, maybe Slippery Rock in that mix, possibly Seton Hill. But IUP is in that mix right now, and right now I have them as one of the favorites to win the PSAC. But if they can beat Gannon in Erie, that is going to make a huge statement, and this could put IUP in the top 25 if they can pull off a huge road win in Erie tomorrow. And then N, no excuses. IUP has to make smart decisions and play smart against Gannon's full court pressure. Because I know I've talked about this the last 3 years. Gannon, I don't care what the score says. If Gannon is winning or if Gannon is losing, they're going to play the freaking full court pressure and play in your face the entire freaking game. From the moment the game begins to the moment the game ends, Gannon is going to play full court pressure the entire game. And IUP has been able to figure that out, and I think IUP's defense can make a statement with that Gannon full court pressure. Slippery Rock played very good full court pressure, and IUP played extremely well against that full court pressure that Slippery Rock played. They struggled a little bit against Westchester, but that was because Westchester was playing double team, trying to attack from behind. If IUP can figure that out, they are going to cruise in this game because their offense is extremely talented and this team plays extremely fast compared to recent years against Gannon. IUP definitely has the speed to play against Gannon. They could put up 100 if they really have the chance to. This could be a very high-scoring game. Is IUP going to be ready to face a very good game team that I think they have a chance to pull up a huge upset in Erie? So let's look at this games coming up for tomorrow with the 8 games on schedule. 3 o'clock games, all 3 o'clock games that I know of. Just to confirm. Yeah, all 3 o'clock games. So we go with Bloomsburg at Kutztown. Bloomsburg's 4-11, Kutztown's 4-9. Battle of the Sucks. Millersville at Lock Haven. Millersville's 11-5. Lock Haven's 6-9. Edinburgh's 8-7. California's 11-5. Pitt, Johnstown, and Clarion. Pitt, Johnstown's 10-7. Clarion's 9-8. IUP 11-2 again. Gannon 14-2. So it's a battle of the teams with only 2 losses, the least amount of losses in the conference. East Stroudsburg's 12-4. Shippensburg's 7-9. Mansfield at Shepherd. Mansfield's 1-14. Shepherd's 8-7. Slippery Rock's 13-4, traveling to the McKenna Center to take on Seton Hill, who is 12-5. Now my picks and predictions. Bloomsburg and Kutztown, kind of a pick'em game. I'm going to trust Jalen Bryan in this one. We're going to go with the Golden Bears over the Huskies. Millersville and Lock Haven, I'm going to go with Millersville. Edinburgh and California, I think California responds from their disappointing loss at Clarion. So I'm going to go with California over the Fighting Scots. Pitt, Johnstown, and Clarion. Clarion could win this game relatively easily if they've surprised me. The last 2 times I picked Clarion, Against Clarion, they've won both games. Will it be right this time for the third time's a charm, hopefully? East Stroudsburg and Shepherd. I'm going to go with East Stroudsburg. Mansfield and Shepherd. I'm going to go with Shepherd. And then Slippery Rock and Seton Hill. This is going to be a close game. I think Seton Hill, though, is going to pull off a very interesting win over the Rock. And then the last game, of course, IUP and Gannon, the matchup of the weekend. I'm putting big star on that one because that obviously was going to be the game of the weekend. Like I said, Gannon probably wins this game. More than likely. However, Gannon is, okay, they beat Seton Hill by 29. They did not look great in some of their most recent matchups. You know, you go back to the California game, they looked terrible. They could not stop Bryson Lucas. IUP has a very huge chance to do something like that in Erie at the Highmark Event Center, which is something that is very, very hard to do right now, especially given Gannon's track record in the last couple years. Lombardi and Bozzoli, these are my two favorites to win the Coach of the Year. Coming off that 16-point win at the Rock definitely gives IUP a lot of momentum going up north to Erie. I think IUP has a huge chance to do it, and I think they will finally end a 6-game losing streak and pull off the stunner in Erie. I'm going with IUP to beat Gannon and find their way, hopefully, back into the top 25. I would love to see IUP prove a lot of people wrong by them beating Gannon in their own building. Especially since Gannon, I don't think has lost a game at home or has lost maybe 1 or 2 home games in the last 3 years. This is the game IUP finally makes a statement and puts on a show in Erie. Give me IUP to pull off the stunner in Erie over Gannon. And ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it with this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys on Tuesday for Season 3, Episode 17, where we'll recap the games from tomorrow. And then we got another big game coming up on Wednesday where we have Damon at Gannon. That's going to be a possibly top 20 matchup. As of right now, Damon's still number 2 in the country. These two teams met last year in Amherst, and then Damon won that game. But I think that's going to be another good game, man. Anyways, hope you guys enjoy. I will see you guys on Tuesday for Season 3, Episode 17. I'm your host, the Honorable Judge Noah, saying so long and have a good rest of your Friday.